Hi, nobodies. You thought you got rid of me, huh? No, I just took a couple of days off. Nothing really to talk about today. But I had a good day. It's cold in Arkansas, which Arkansans know cold. As far as this morning I woke up and it was 36 degrees. That's fucking cold in Arkansas. That's like winter. Okay. 55 is chilly. I mean, we'll put on coats at 55. 60. If the temperature is in the 60s, that's fall in Arkansas, 60s and 70s. Um, and we're not seeing that for the last couple of days. So I started this video twice already, and my face is still kind of going crazy with some stuff. I tried to pop a pimple there. I went and poked it. Like I said, I have no problem with poking shit. And I said, I'm tired of that sucker being there. So I went, and it didn't pop. It just, now it's like, I need to put a jewel on it. And then when I was about to come up, I was like, what the hell is this on my eyelid? That better be a bruise. Because if that's an age spot, I'm going to be pretty pissed because I'm going to have to start wearing makeup then. And I do not want to wear makeup, but I do not want this blotch to be there forever. I have enough things to be self-conscious about. Today, I decided, last night we were, my daughter's friend, who I consider my friend too, and kind of my child. I consider her part of my family. She called me up and she says, "Hey, Mom, do you want some rats? Or to feed the snake?" And I was like, "Well, how big are these rats?" And she said, "It's about the size of my index finger." So I was like, "Well, yeah, that should be fine, because I mean, Kaw's a pretty big snake, but you know, we don't feed her rats because we don't want them to bite her. We don't want her to get injured. So we feed her mice." And so she comes over with these humongous rats. And they're pet rats too. So I'm like, no, we can't feed those to Kaw. We can't feed those to the snake because one, they're fucking huge. I mean, these are like full grown rats. And then I was also like, and they're cute. Like I've got this policy that I don't want to feed a mouse to a snake if that mouse is friendly. Like if that mouse will walk into my hand, that's a pet. That's not food. That ain't right. No, I want the crazy ones to feed to the snake. The ones that you'd have to do so much work to make them a decent pet. They're not like your little hamster. They're not special. So I went and grabbed my daughter, who had no clue her friend was here. And I said, "Hey, come here." Because she's been talking about getting a guinea pig or a chinchilla or something, for a while. And I was like, "Hey, you want a couple of rats?" So she's got a couple of rats. And they're pretty cool. I like rats. These are cute. I was watching them sleep earlier. It's just they got such cool little feet / hands. They're so cool. Their tails creep me out though, because they got these big, thick, you can see that the tails trip me out. So we now have a snake. What's that one? A fancy hamster, a Siberian dwarf hamster, 2 rats, 5 indoor cats, 1 outdoor cat, and a dog. Is that it? Oh, and a fish. Gavin has a fish. So we're kind of like a zoo here. I still want my cougar. One of my friends said, "You can't have a cougar, but you can be a cougar." I was like, I'm not that old. But yeah, I still want a pet cougar. I mean, the dream is to have a wildcat sanctuary or just a sanctuary for pets. I don't care. Dogs, cats, wildcats, foxes, ferrets, I want all of it. Of course, I don't want the like day-to-day bullshit of it. No, I just want to go and play with the animals. So I think I need to like volunteer for something like that. If the if I didn't have such a thing about smells, I would so try to volunteer at like the animal shelters, but those places smell so bad because they got to keep everything sanitary, and I just don't like that smell. And every time I look at myself, I see this blotch on my eye, and I'm like, what the hell is that? I will have to investigate. I am not going to poke it with a pen. That's what went through my head. So I'm telling you, as I'm telling myself, I am not poking it with a pen, even though I want to. Or I might want to. I don't know why I like to do that. Because I'm a weirdo. Yeah, I'm a total weirdo. So, that is my day in a nutshell. Oh, yeah. So, after we got the rats, I was like, well, the snake does still need to eat. So I said, well, okay, I'm gonna go into Benton and hit the mom and pop pet store that I love to go to. They got like a couple of cats in there that kind of mosey around. They got saltwater aquariums, freshwater aquariums. They have always got like either bunnies, guinea pigs, or ferrets. So that's always cool for me to check out. And then they'll have like snakes and lizards and rats and different kinds of hamsters and mice and all that. So I was going to go do that. And I decided to hit my thrift store first. So I came the back way into Benton. And when I left, I was like, okay, I'm going to go hit the pet store. Fucking old fashioned day. So there wasn't a parking space within 10 blocks. So I was like, well, shit. I guess the snake is not going to eat today. Fear not, though, if you don't know much about snakes, the snake is fine. She can wait a few more days to eat. She's not like a dog or a cat where you've got to feed her so often. But she is at the point where I ain't sticking my hand in there. Not going to do it. So, yeah, she'll get her mice on Monday. She'll be fine. So when I told my friend, I said, she can go, I've been told, she can go up to a year without eating. Of course, we never make her go a year without eating. She gets fed, when we're doing well, she gets fed 5 mice per month. It's been maybe a month or two since she's eaten, but they don't require a whole lot of sustenance. And she's just kind of, I don't think that they expend a bunch of energy, so they don't need a bunch of energy. But she's just a little ball python. I mean, well, she's not little. She's huge, but not like Indian python huge. She's not even the size of my arm in width in her biggest part. She could kill a cat. But I don't think she would, because I don't think she could eat it. And we're not feeding her the hamsters. Although we had thought about that when the one hamster was about to die, she had cancer. We had thought about feeding her to the snake, but then we were like, no, that's our pet. And really needed to find one of those things on how to euthanize an animal, like with some gas, just a little bit of gas to euthanize them. As it was, she got CBD in a way. And that seemed to make her feel better. Yeah. I missed that hamster. Poor girl. We got her from, see, the thing about, the thing I love about the little mom and pop pet stores is that they actually know how old the hamsters are and the mice and all that. Like they know how old these things are. When you go to PetSmart and Petco, you could be getting a hamster that's well over a year old, and they only live like 2 or 3 years. So, the chances of getting, I mean, they do have babies sometimes at the store. I can't recall ever going there and seeing that, but they don't give you like, hey, this is the date that they were born. You have no clue. And when it's an animal that's only going to get a certain size and it's already that size, you're kind of taking a risk on how long you're going to have that pet. But that is not to say that those pets don't deserve to be bought and cared for, because even if all you get is a couple of months, if you love that hamster or bird or whatever and you treat it well, that's the important thing, that it feels loved. Um, because I think that they do have souls. I don't think the snake has a soul. She might. Um, but I mean, the snakes always act the same. So to me, that kind of says that free will is not really part of their makeup. Now, I mean, they might have souls. I could be completely wrong. Um, but I fully believe that, you know, um, most everything else does have a soul, because you won't get the same behavior out of, if you got a house full of cats, they're all different. All five of ours are different, and they have similarities with each other or with cats that we've had before, but they've all got something kind of new about them. Like Precious has a little mouse that we still don't know if it's her kill or her baby, but she's the only cat I've ever had that'll pick up a mouse and she'll walk around meowing with it, and then she drops it by you and curls up beside you. And if you throw it, she'll go get it. She'll pick it up. She'll do this like once. If you throw it again, she just kind of lets it go. But you'll catch her a little later. It's like every time she sees it, she's got to pick it up. She's got to walk around and meow, and then she's got to bring it to me. I wake up with Mousie in my bed more than the cat. So, um, but they're all very different and similar in ways. And to me, that says that they're like people. That sometimes you get a cat that does not act very cat. They act more like humans, like they expect to eat human food. They act like humans. I mean, I've seen this. Normally, it's the ones that are like born into your household. Um, there's some that love attention, and then others that are just kind of like, don't touch me. You got the ones that want to be high up and the ones that like being low down. They're all different, and they do things instinctually. But like, you take something as simple as playing with my cats. If I bring out the laser pointer, Pumpkin loves the laser pointer. He is the only cat that really plays with it. Now, Precious watches it, and she kind of laser blocks Pumpkin a bit. She'll mess up his playing. Butters could care less. Lexi doesn't care. Tuffy, every once in a blue moon, Tuffy will reach out for it if it's near him. Lexi and Precious love string all day long with the string. Precious and Butters love plastic. Butters also loves hair ties. He's the first cat I've seen that'll play with hair ties. Tuffy will play with the little fuzzy craft balls that you get. Tuffy loves to bat those around. Occasionally he gets a hold of Mousie. Butters is the only cat we ever had that will throw. Well, he doesn't do this anymore, but he used to have. There was a Beanie Baby. It was a bear. And Butters had a love-hate relationship with this bear. And it was so cool because he would take the bear and he would sling the bear up in the air and then catch it. And he would do this, and he'd just sit there and put his teeth in there and then shake the bear. And he had like this whole love-hate thing with the bear. And I do have a video of him going after some plastic. Butters is odd. And he is and he's he's probably the worst cat we've got, but he's our favorite. Um he is horrible, but we love him. So anyway, it's a whole lot to say about I love my cats. Not so fond of the dog, only because he is not well behaved, and he is such a monster-sized dog, and he's so strong. You know, he could easily drag me around the yard. Um, so he's just not um, well behaved. If he sees another dog, oh shit, you're getting drugged. You let go or you get dragged. It's a good thing for life too. I remember a meme that said that: let go or be dragged. And that's exactly how you have to deal with our dog Anakin. Is if he sees another dog, and he's not vicious or anything like that. I think he wants to play with the other dogs, but the other dogs get upset. And Anakin is huge. I mean, he's got to be at least 80 pounds, but he's probably over the 100-pound mark. Um, and he's pit bull, chow, and Shar-Pei. But I swear, when you look at him, he's like Scooby Doo. He's he's a big doofy dog, and he wants to play. He wants to jump on people, and he's got really sharp claws, and he doesn't realize that, hey, I'm hurting my human. He doesn't think about it because he's a big dog, and big dogs don't know that they're big dogs. You know, in his mind, he's probably about the size of a chihuahua. And chihuahuas think that they're about the size of Anakin. Dogs are strange. We had a dog run in our house yesterday, and Butters. Nobody's ever seen Butters puff up like that, but Butters, I mean, he's got some long fur on him, and you can't tell by looking at him because he doesn't have really an undercoat, but he's got some long fur, and every last bit of that hair was on end. It was just standing. So, that's all I got today. Just a whole bunch of randomness. It's kind of how it is every day. Every day is a good day, and it's all just kind of random. I was going to talk about something else, but I decided not to. I'm still not ready to have a big public speech about that. Will eventually, though. Anyway, I've had a great day. Gonna have a good night, and I hope that you have a good night. Good night.